Now, I want to focus my attention on what is happening with businesses as we move into the several weeks of restrictions in the second wave of COVID-19. Clearly, some sectors are hit most than the others, and retailers are definitely among them. A survey by the Retailers Association of India released today shows that sales overall are 50% of what they were pre-COVID. My colleague Priyanka Iyer has all the details.
Well, yes, the Retailers Association of India has given data for April 2021, and it's crucial to note that the data is in comparison to April 2019, considering that last year in April was a complete nationwide lockdown, so there is no comparative data available. Now, according to the data by RAI, sales in April 2021 are down by almost half of what they were in April 2019. If you see this in comparison to how March performed, sales in March were down 12% versus March 2019. So this is clearly showing that the recovery that was coming in was hit badly because of the second wave, because of restrictions across the country, and also because of the fear of stepping out. Clearly, sales were hit across regions as well as across categories. If you see, the West region is the most affected. Sales were down 72% in April compared to April 2019, and Eastern region down 38%, North India down 45%, and South down 40%. Even category wise, for example, if you see consumer durables and electronics, sales were up by 10% in March 2021 versus 2019. In comparison to that, in April, sales have dropped by 31%. So, if the category which was performing well has seen that impact, even the other categories have definitely, they're struggling to really make their sales meet the pre-COVID levels. Quick service restaurants down 45%, beauty, wellness and personal care down 59%, food and grocery down 49%, apparel and clothing down 47%. So this is a trend across categories. The data for May, June, July will be important to show how sales are coming back in different regions as restrictions ease up and cases slow.
All right, Kumar Rajagopalan, CEO of the Retailers Association of India, is joining me on the show now. Kumar, great to speak with you. Give us an overall picture. You've also put out data region-wise, and as per that data, the Western region is hit the most. Why do you see that? Is that because of longer duration of restrictions in the state of Maharashtra?
Yeah, and thank you, Tamanna, for having me on the show. You're right. It's because the initial problems happened in Maharashtra, and so the reactions happened in Maharashtra, and Western region automatically gets impacted. It is a very large market, and that has impacted the region. It is worrisome, and we know that things were improving as the data shows. As of March, we knew that things are getting better. But there was worry in the back of the retailers that there could be some problem, and are we ready for it? And the April figures are automatically showing the problem that we thought could be the worry.
The next point really also talks about which are the kinds of businesses which are hit the most. You have in your data put out the ones which have been hit the most, and sports goods, footwear, etc. are more. Do you see those kind of items which are linked to discretionary spends undergoing a tough time now?
So this is the new impact. For example, last year by June, when things were getting better, some of the categories that really did well were things like sportswear, electronics, etc. Because people were at home, and there were a few things that they wanted. They wanted homeware items. They definitely wanted items to be able to keep themselves fit. So sportswear was still selling very well. Electronics was on a boom, and everybody was wanting to buy because they were trying to set up their house to become an office, or this house to become a school. So these were the things that was doing well. This time, the worrying trend is not only is the business being impacted because of the lockdowns, but also the deliveries also got stopped. So one of the things that we did not understand is we've learned our lessons. Why are we stopping home deliveries? And this is creating an issue. Now, even the small store nearby could find out from its customers what they want and could deliver without needing the customer to come into the store. Plus, e-commerce should be allowed to be able to work, because our whole understanding of this whole essentials, non-essentials is not anymore the same as what it was last year. So these are things that have created the big issue for us.
This is restricted, but this is restricted to just Maharashtra, isn't it, Mr. Rajagopalan? You're talking about the essential, non-essential, which is restricted just to one state, and that is also loosening up. Overall, would you say that most retailers have not been able to make the full transition to an online kind of a model where you don't require people to come in?
No, actually, it's many of the key markets in the country have got restrictions. So that's the first part. Key cities, there are restrictions. The other part is that this is not about transition. The percentage of e-commerce in this country has been about 4%. Even if you double it, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not doubled. I think we're trying to see if the tail can wag the dog. The end of the day, there has to be enough capability for the local stores to be able to take care of the customers who come to them and talk to them. There's lots more trust with our own local dukans as we talk. So both are essential. I'll not ever undermine the requirement of e-commerce, but the local stores are much, much larger and they are much more needed in this country. And we have a large population. Now, this is what really propels the business. Frankly, what is happening is not something that we can blame the government for, because it has happened and we all know that you'll need to restrict crowding. One of the problems that we've always had is the malls get shut down, and formal retail, since I represent more numbers from the formal retail sector, most of the malls in the country have been shut down. And for some reason, whenever there's a problem, the government seem to believe that malls are the first things to be shut down. The crowded, unstructured markets are not shut down first. So this is the way we work. So that's resulting into the data that we are presenting as RAI also. The requirement going forward, I think, is most important. And I think that's what we should be really concentrating on. We know there is going to be restrictions. We know there are going to be problems. Can we allow for home delivery without restrictions across? Second part is, can we get all the frontline employees of these retail businesses, including delivery personnel, vaccinated? Third is the retailers and the mall owners and the landlords are working together to try and see if they can, within the industry, adjust on the money so that they can really survive. But that is not enough. Is the local government and the state government doing anything to help in easing the burden of things like property taxes, license fees, etc.? We believe that this can be done and this will help. Last full year, there was no such leeway available. And that means that although you asked us to shut the stores, we were still asked to make payment of all these taxes, which is a big fixed cost. The last part is the government at the center has to work along with the RBI and the banking sector to try and chip in, because we will need additional money in the hands of retailers to take care of their running costs, even if the stores are shut, because you still have to pay rents, you have to pay salaries. Most important is salaries. This is a large employment sector. 46 million people work in this sector. The second part is about easing the repayment schedules for loans. So give moratorium again to the stress sector. Retail should become a stress sector, definitely. We hope it is. In the ECLGS that was announced 3.0, retail has not been taken in, and this is something that we've been asking for some time. At least it was there in 2.0. 3.0 does not have it. Most importantly, can you give us a rebate on
absolutely
on the interest?
Yes. So the retail sector is going to be bruised for some time, definitely, till stores open again, till restrictions open again. And when restrictions do start easing up, numbers are coming down gradually. It's possible that shopping malls might not be the first on the list and may not be considered that essential. But point taken that we need to make the delivery mechanism more robust and maybe get more vaccinations in that end. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajagopalan, for joining us on this conversation today.